Today's innovation is from the University of Leicester, who announced they had worked out how to extract silver from solar panels. But so far, Rosi, a French startup, is the only company to have scaled up its operation to industrial level. We're producing more and more solar panels, which is great, but how are we going to deal with the waste? Rosi hopes eventually to be able to extract and reuse 99 of a unit's component.
Now we are changing from this traditional method to a new revolution that is a high-value recycling, which may have a higher capex and R&D cost, but the value coming out of this process is very high. Rosi is a company doing high-value recycling for the photovoltaic panels. So when we are producing the solar panels, first we need to produce the solar cell. And the solar cell is obtained from the sewing process of the silicon ingot. The silicon ingot, they are cylinder of highly pure silicon. And when you cut it, there's a 40% loss. And this loss is in the form of fine powder of silicon. And Rosi has developed a technology that can recycle this silicon.
The photovoltaic end-of-life PV modules, how they are recycled. So only the aluminum frame is taken off. So they are sold as secondary aluminum. The junction box behind the module is cut off to be sold as electronic waste. All the rest is shredded and landfilled.
Everything is mixed together, so that is not possible to recover high-value materials. So Rosi choose a completely different route. We do a delamination, so we can deeply recover all these materials and with good quality. It recycles more materials, including silver and silicon, that is not included in the traditional recycling method, so the so-called shredding method. When you need to manufacture such high-efficiency photovoltaic panels, you really need a highly pure silicon. And to obtain this highly pure silicon from raw materials, it's very energy-intensive, it's resource-intensive, and most of the time this happens in some places that also has a high CO2 carbon intensity electricity grid.
So we don't position ourselves as a recycling company. We position ourselves as a raw material provider. So our vision is to consolidate the critical raw materials that will be recycled from different sites across Europe, consolidate, for example, the silicon, and re-inject this silicon back to the European PV module production, so gigafactories, to produce new modules.
Currently, we are building our first recycling plant in France. It's going to be operational in the first quarter of this year.